With cases on a downtrend and vaccination still full steam ahead, economic managers are optimistic that we'll be on alert level 1 come January. But with the new COVID variant, which was first detected in South Africa, might be threatening this sunny outlook. Is it a go or a no go for Senator Bongo in next year's polls? The lawmaker says he's still contemplating his next move. Grammy nominated group BTS will continue group activities as accepted all throughout 2022 as they applied to defer their mandatory military enlistment. And a lone bettor bags the 378 million peso jackpot for the Ultra Lotto 658. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your weekend. I'm Riza Diaz. Economic managers are confident that Metro Manila will shift to alert level 1 by January next year. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez gives us a front seat to the story.
Socioeconomic Planning Secretary Carl Chu says they're getting reports that foot traffic inside shopping malls are now hitting as much as 81% on weekends.
Major malls are reporting significant increase at 50% of pre-pandemic normal capacity during weekdays and a high of 81% during weekends.
This comes as most of the country was placed under Alert Level 2, which technically allows kids to go to malls and restaurants. But some LGUs like Parañaque have begun tightening rules again. For instance, minors below 12 years old can only step foot inside shopping centers for essential needs. Still, Chua says they're on track to downgrade the National Capital Region to Level 1 by January.
The first is to reduce the artificial barriers to vaccination, and this will include at the appropriate time expanding the vaccination to children age 5 and above. The second is to move to Alert Level 1 by January 2022. Number 3 is the resumption of face-to-face classes.
Chua was speaking to the Foreign Chambers of Commerce together with Finance Secretary Sonny Dominguez and BSP Governor Ben Jokno. They were pitching foreign investors to invest in the Philippines once more. Jokno, for one, highlighted the country's push for digitalization.
We target half of financial transactions to be done electronically and 70% of Filipino adults to have financial accounts by 2023.
Dominguez, meanwhile, said they're committed to ensuring a smooth transition to the next administration.
This administration will make sure to help the next president and the next generations to address the fiscal and economic risks brought about the pandemic. Whoever wins the upcoming elections will need a solid tax reform program.
The economic manager said the rest of President Duterte's term will be focused on modernizing government and rolling out infrastructure. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez, We Are One News.
The Philippines continues to see improvement in its COVID-19 cases today. The Health Department reports less than 1,000 new COVID-19 infections for a third straight day. This brought the country's total caseload to 2,830,000, with around 17,500 still active. Now, over 140 patients died of the disease overnight, pushing the death toll to 48,000. Meanwhile, total recoveries are now at 2,764,000, with nearly 800 new survivors logged in the past 24 hours. Now, out of the nearly 39,000 tests conducted, only 2.5% tested positive for the virus. The new South African variant is ringing alarm bells on the matter across various countries, with experts saying it's radically different from the original Wuhan virus. But the Philippine government assures the public that it is actively monitoring the situation. Maricel Halili with the rest of the story.
A new COVID variant found in South Africa is giving countries another thing to be cautious about. According to the World Health Organization, 100 samples have been found positive of B11529 variant, some of which were already reported in Botswana and Hong Kong.
But it is something to watch. Everybody that's out there needs to understand that the more this virus circulates, the more opportunities the virus has to change.
The detection of the new variant has already concerned British officials. They say that the variant has double the number of mutations than the Delta variant. This suggests that it may be more transmissible and less effective against the current vaccines. As a precautionary measure, the UK has temporarily banned flights from South Africa and 5 other neighboring countries.
I will say we don't know enough about this variant. No one does. I think probably the UK knows more than most because of the excellent work we do on surveillance. But I think it is right that we take this approach and we remain cautious.
But while other countries are imposing travel bans, the Philippines continues to ease restrictions. According to the recent IATF resolution, fully vaccinated Filipinos and tourists from green list countries may enter the country from December 1 to 15. They can forego quarantine if they present a negative RT-PCR test taken 72 hours prior to the departure. For now, Malacanang is still studying the possible impact of the new variant.
We're actively monitoring any developments, and if kinakailangan ng agaran at immediate action ay gagawin po ng IATF.
Infectious disease expert Dr. Edsel Salvania admits that this variant is something to keep an eye on, but medical experts still have limited information about this new mutation.
While nakakabahala yung presence of certain mutations, hindi automatic na mas nakakamatay ito or mas natransmit or mas bumababa yung epekto ng ating vaccines.
For now, the new South African variant is not yet considered a variant of interest or a variant of concern. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Senator Bongo once again had an emotional outburst in front of President Duterte and his party mates last Wednesday. This begs the question, is the senator backing out of the presidential race, or is this a ploy to win some voters? Man Los Baños has the story.
In a palace meeting last Wednesday, Senator Bongo went emotional again in front of his own party mates and supporters. In an interview with Frontline Tonight, Cagayan Governor Manuel Mamba, who attended the meeting, said he thought Go was already backing out.
Nasabi niya na hindi pa nga niya panahon siguro at ayaw din niya na nasasaktan at para mahirapan ang ating Pangulo. At that the way I understood it, is umaatras siya sa presidential race.
Mamba added that it seems like President Duterte already accepted Go's decision.
Sabi rin na ating presidente, well, the cat is out. Sabi niya, siya na yung nagsasabi na para umaatras siya. And so, who am I to refuse?
News 5 asked Senator Go if Mamba's claim is true. Go said he's still contemplating for a final decision. In an interview with Ted Filon and DJ Chacha on Radio 5, PDP Laban Secretary General Melvin Matibag said Mamba might have missed some conversations.
Sa Pangulo nagsalita, ano ba? Sabi niya gano'n, laban tayo. Sabi po ng mga laban po tayo. Ang naging ending po, ang sabi ni Senator Bongo, magdadasal kami ni Pangulo. Wala naman po categorical na sinabi sa tatakbo.
For Grepper Belhica, National Advisor of Ghost Party, PDDS, or Federalismo ng Dugong Dakilang Samahan, they don't believe the senator is backing out either.
Give up, malabo yun. Kung tama ang basa ko, sa kanyang ugali na matapang talaga yan eh. So let's give him time.
According to Professor Dennis Coronacion, chairman of USC's Political Science Department, one possible reason for Go to withdraw is that he can already see himself losing.
Kung ibabase dun sa kanyang survey ratings as vice presidential candidate, hindi maganda ang kanyang numero. So maaaring naging dahilan yon upang isipin niya na ganun din ang mangyayari sa survey ratings niya ngayong tumatakbo siya bilang sa pagka-presidente.
But Coronacion said that until Go formally withdraws his candidacy, there's still a chance that he will fight. The expert believes Go's stance may also be a strategy, as some Filipino voters prefer the hesitant underdog. But another question to ask is, where will Go supporters go?
Yung kanilang pagiging malapit sa Pangulo, sa tingin ko it's a determining factor for the Bongo supporters to migrate and support ang balan ni Sara Duterte and Bongo Marcos.
Should Go back out, this may also be the first time that a ruling party will not be able to field any presidential candidate. Reporting for News 5, Mean Los Baños, we are One News.
Two-time Grammy-nominated group BTS will be having their first offline concert since the start of the pandemic in the United States. But while some South Korean fans ensure that they get the chance to see the boys in person again, some don't want to risk their safety in light of looser restrictions in the US. Let's watch this.
When K-pop sensation BTS announced that its first in-person concerts during the pandemic would be in the United States, fan Kim Ji-eun immediately booked a flight and hotel, praying that COVID rules would let her attend all 4 shows. So far in the US and South Korea, entry rules are permissive, allowing fully vaccinated fans to see their idols in person. The 7-member group will hold 4 permission to dance on stage concerts at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles in November and December.
이 방탄소년단 콘서트가 비록 코로나 종식은 아니지만 다른 상황에서 열릴 수 있게 돼서 너무너무 기쁘고 개인적으로 역사적인 콘서트라고 생각합니다.
According to Kim, she had to stay up at night just to secure tickets. And while waiting for her flight in Incheon Airport, she had a bag full of fan staples, such as BTS branded glow sticks and snacks. Kim also had COVID-era necessities, including self-test kits and her vaccination certificate. But BTS having their new shows in the US has left some fans feel left out. The United States continue to record larger COVID-19 outbreaks, but the country has lighter restrictions than South Korea. Emily Saw, a Seoul resident who is not traveling to LA to see the boys perform, said she couldn't risk her safety due to her job and baby.
일단 코로나 이후에 첫 콘서트인데 한국에서 열리지 않고 미국에서 하는 게 너무 아쉽고요. 근데 지금 미국 이미 가서 활동도 하고 이제 곧 콘서트가 있는데 정말 잘 됐으면 좋겠고 한국에서도 서울에서도 꼭 조만간 했으면 좋겠습니다.
But the band's manager, Big Hit Music, said the decision reflected national and regional health regulations and other conditions. Sam Terante, we are One News.
Now, another thing for ARMY to look forward to, BTS will continue their group activities next year after all 7 members requested their deferment of military enlistment. According to Korean media reports, all members have applied to postpone their enlistment until the age of 30. Under South Korean law, able-bodied men are required to enlist in the military between the ages of 18 and 28. BTS member Jin, who is 28 years old and the eldest in the group, will continue performing until his birthday in December next year. This is due to the law allowing pop culture artists to postpone their military enlistment until they reach 30 years old. And a lone winner bags the 378 million peso jackpot for the Ultra Lotto 658. One winner correctly guessed the six-digit winning combination for the Ultra Lotto 658, which was 20, 17, 12, 29, 10, and 46. With this, the lone bettor will take home over 378 million and 750,000 pesos. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later again at 9 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.